All right, good morning, everybody. It's been about a month since you've seen my mug. How are you all doing? I hope you've had a great weekend. We did no casting, and now we're getting back into the swing of things. Zombie Grub, good to see you. How are you?
I'm good. Not
Actually,
great.
I guess not only has it been like the first time I'm back on stream, but the first time both our faces are on stream in a while. I was at PAX, though, and I picked up this really cool hat I couldn't wait to show off during the Corsair Cup today, because when I press this button here, ooh, it gets all glowy and lighty, and it's really cool, and I like it a lot. But looks like brackets are pretty much finalized at this point, so shout out to the one and always lovely Oli Moly for adminning this. We got a lot of player signups today, and I think a couple of these are actually some pretty decent matches. Even seeing Sake show up again, this is kind of cool to see him more consistently playing.
Yeah.
Nurchio playing as well, nice. Ooh, Nurchio and Guru in like round 3 maybe. I know he's like our typical go-to, but Lillekanin versus, I don't know if that's old HappyZerG, like Happy Slavic from back in the day, but that'll be interesting. You want to do that for our opener?
Which one is what now? Oh,
Lillekanin versus HappyZerG.
sure.
Hey,
Sure.
guess what, man? We're gonna cast you. I don't know why I did that in Jamaican. Anyways, I put Lillekanin. Hopefully we'll get that sorted. But yeah, I'm back on the observing thing. My wrist is okay. I still can't fully twist it, but we're gonna give it a shot and see how things go. I have, you know how when, like, have you ever had a cast before, Zombie Grub?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, so you know how like when you've got something casted and it's like under a warm surface for a while, like your hair will grow longer faster.
Do I remember that? I don't know.
Well, maybe
I
it's not the same
guess.
for girls. I had a cast on my arm, for example, right? And like when I took the cast off, my hair on my left arm was discernibly longer than my hair on my right arm, type thing. So, anyways, it's not quite a cast, but I've noticed like I've had this arm in a sling for so long, and my hair around my wrist is like a lot more grown out than this hair here, and it feels really weird, and I don't like it. And I'm gonna have to like cut my arm hair. How do you one even do that? I can just grab scissors.
I was gonna say the reason I don't remember it is because I don't remember ever having to cut it. You know, being like
Yeah,
so
like this is just
embarrassed
gonna
by.
is it just gonna fall off and get back to normal?
So
I got no clue. Like,
I remember taking the cast off and it being like kind of like like it was damp and like pushed down and it looked darker than the other side of my arm, but
but it felt
I remember
so good
being
to scratch. Am I right? Oh my
I remember
god.
being longer.
What did
I
you have in a
don't know.
cast?
I had an arm in a cast and I had a foot in a cast twice.
Oh.
Uh,
Well, I don't know about the foot. I haven't had a foot cast, but the arm one, oh man. Take that thing off and just scratch it raw. You're like, oh, it feels so good. Like,
yeah. Luckily, I didn't have as many severe accidents. I had the rugby cracked my head open, but I didn't need a cast. That was fine. But my brother had like 8 casts or something over his lifetime because he did BMXing.
oh.
That was fun times going to the emergency room
It's
like
always
every
fun
month.
times, man. Always fun
Yeah,
times.
yeah. It wasn't actually. It was really boring. Nothing to be
Yeah,
do.
and you have to like wait for hours, and it's just like,
Yeah, it could take forever, and then he actually does stuff. And they like what I have back then, like a Game Boy. It was all right, not great. You don't have a
actually,
smartphone.
there was, oh, they're in game. Let us host, pretty please, for map mods. Um, but okay, so Lillekanin's also streaming his point of view if you guys haven't seen. So you can find his stream up on Team Liquid. He says Frost is the first map if you want to get that host up.
We know. That's how
Oh,
Corsair Cup does it.
that's right. That's right. My gosh, I've forgotten.
It's okay. I
But
forgive
okay,
you.
I'm gonna have to turn this hat off soon. I'm already getting hella distracted. I keep like looking up at it like, what is? Oh, it's right. It's the lights. Ooh. Rifkin's pick is moving. I know, and I'm not in a forest. Although it would have been hilarious to take like the background to that photo and green screen it in. I have my green screen down right now because it was just in the way, but I gotta hang that thing back up soon.
Yep.
But good to see
Ah.
Jumper Legs and some of the others in chat. Shouts to Mr. Boris Makarov as well as Mr. Jumper Legs for just resubbing. Thank you guys so much. Real happy Zerg. This isn't Heroes of the Storm, man. Oh, it is HappyZerG. HappyZerG.
Cool. Terran versus
Okay,
Zerg.
this is actually really
HappyZerG.
awesome. So some of you won't know who HappyZerG is because you weren't around in StarCraft back then, but HappyZerg, also known as Happy Slavic, HappyZerg Ling, he went through a couple of different names. Was on Na'vi for a while too, their StarCraft squad. Just the nicest fucking guy. I can't be any more descriptive than that. Just honestly one of the nicest dudes. And he moved on to Heroes of the Storm. He's actually done great in Heroes of the Storm. Like, this was a guy who would get like 100 viewers in StarCraft on a good day. Now gets like thousands in Heroes. Was talking to him just a moment ago and said like, real HappyZerg, what's going on? He says, yeah, I decided to play for fun because why the hell not? So he'll be stretching out his StarCraft legs and we'll see how he does. But I'll explain all this down below in a moment, guys. We're going to get into these intros first. In the top right, it's going to be one of our favorite Terrans to cast, the Green Terran, Lillekanin.
In the bottom right, as the orange Zerg, he is HappyZerg.
Well, he can't be doing too bad. He's Masters League. He's got the tournament trophy. Let's see how he does. Lillekanin's an interesting player for him to play against. On one hand, he's not the best Terran there is. Lillekanin is far and away from being the next Beyond. But he's very different when it comes to Terran players. And in some regards, you could say the cheese isn't any different, and I would agree. Like, if Lillekanin's going to 3-Rax Reaper you, he's going to 3-Rax Reaper you. No one's going to blink an eye at that. However, he does play mech a little bit more than others, and he'll go for air more than others. Both of which are strategies not so commonly found on the ladder, so HappyZerg might not be accustomed to it. He might be this guy who said, ha, I realize mech is dead in Legacy, and that's why I've come back to play. And he's had a great time playing up until maybe this series.
Maybe. It's possible since he is in Masters League that he's actually played against Lillekanin, though. Like, you know, he's playing on the ladder, basically. He might face Lillekanin every now and then. I don't know what their MMRs are like, but it's might have happened already, depending on how long this guy's been back. Dude, it's actually kind of weird for a month and like a couple of weeks to not like be aware of moving my cursor mouse out of the way. It's just right there in the middle of the screen. You would be so tilted right now. I don't care.
My observing is probably gonna be worse than yours was. It's been a month since I've had to do it. Anyways, to explain this thing down below, guys, top Korean caster. If you've heard more recently on the stream, you've probably heard that really annoying when somebody gets the new top donation number. We're going to start tracking that on stream and see if that encourages people or not. If it doesn't, then we'll get rid of it. But I thought it was kind of a fun thing. So this could be you. Literally could be you. We also have some of the other secret ones that we implemented over the last couple weeks. Some of you have figured them out. Some of you haven't, and that's okay. Some of you will never donate $1, and that's also okay. We're trying to make sure it doesn't overtake the stream, so that's why it's down here at the bottom and not too much in the way. But of course, let's not forget this lovely Corsair logo over here, because it's them who make this possible. But I'm hearing double sub sounds, so let me see if I can solve that real quick.
Oh. Put your green screen part off?
Yeah, yes. Shout out to Foonly. Yeah, Foonly.
Yeah,
Just
Foonly.
shows up with a 23-month resub. I'm almost
This many.
D's.
This
Holds
many.
2 fingers. Nice.
Yeah. Ooh, I'm not feeling great today.
Oh, well, I hope.
Let's hope this gets better.
Yeah. I don't want to solo cast. So the Reaper gets taken care of, and more to the point with slow Lings. So a little unfortunate for Lillekanin. But his timing to go back in there while looking a little bit dangerous was, I'd say, somewhat okay. You want to see if there's going to be that Roach Warden slap down, if there's some sort of all-in coming your way. I'm not saying that that's what it would have been, but playing against a player you don't know, you got to check for it. Plus, if you're going to play mech, which he is, you have to be ready to deal with all-ins at any point in the game, whether it's Lings and Banelings, Roaches, or whatever. So the barracks going to be flying up for scouting. It looks a little bit funny. Truth be told, it's better than studying the base doing nothing. At best, it builds add-ons, but really, you're not going to have a lot of extra money to be building tons of add-ons anyways. Playing mech is very gas-heavy.
Sure. Usually in the past, before Cyclones got better, or not even better, they got more use, this would be a Blue Flame Hellion attack specifically, and I guess he's still going to get Blue Flame, but of course accompanied with the Cyclone. It brings us out with, like, I think 2 Cyclones and a handful of Hellions, and it can be surprisingly difficult to clean up, even if you have a combination of Roaches and Lings. But if you have an overwhelming amount, that also, it's not gonna hold up very well. I just don't know if HappyZerg realizes what's gonna happen here.
Well, he's already started setting up this interesting wall. With the Roach Warden at the front and the Spine Crawler going down, combined with a couple Queens, it's gonna be really difficult for even Blue Flame Hellions to break through this. Of course, right now he's playing actually rather safe with the Hellions. He doesn't want to lose them too early, get surrounded by accident, or get picked off by the Queens, because frankly, then you lose just so much of this investment in time more than minerals. 100 minerals for a Hellion, who cares? It's all about the time it took to build them. Now, the Cyclone gets a decent lock on, but unfortunately can't get too much more than that. The Ling's posturing from behind, and I don't believe there's an armory yet. So no Hellbats, only Hellions.
Yeah, this is all about mobility right here, and it is going to be all about micro. Staying away from the roaches, staying away from the lings, never getting surrounded like that. And once Blue Flame is done, those lings will really be quite useless. So at best, HappyZerG would have to use them to just buy time. This isn't exactly a terrible move.
Yeah, and this kind of goes back to it's a different style of play. Again, HappyZerG, who may have played 100 games on ladder, may not have encountered mech. Maybe he does. But for him, I know the last time he really fought against mech was in the days of the Swarm host, Heart of the Swarm, etc., etc. So it'll be interesting to see where he's at. Blue Flame now revealed. Of course, this Queen doesn't stand a chance. She's going to go down pretty quick. Overlord gets locked on as well. That's going to be a nasty supply block actually coming his way.
That is quite annoying. Armories are finished up, so there could be Hellbats, but again, I don't think that is the purpose.
So, that's the interesting difference here, right? Like, he could go Hellbats and actually take a fight with the Roaches, but the Hellions keep that mobility, so technically you shouldn't die. It depends on what he wants to prioritize here. But 7 Overlords being made right now. That's 700 minerals that just went into a lot of larva. That's not looking good for HappyZerG.
Yeah, sometimes it's okay to do this, you know, if you are having this big gap of time.
No, nice catch on what the hell? Cyclones.
Yeah, the Cyclone definitely should have gone down. Apparently, have some Lings getting in there, I guess.
Yeah,
killing
I guess
a couple
Overlord.
of. I didn't know I just got in. The sliding was lowered.
There you go. Yeah.
Yeah, made a mistake. Thanks to a bad decaf for the 18-month resub. Islands actually managed to make their way through the spine crawler and going to go into the main now as well. There's just not enough units to tear them down quick enough, and they're going to get a lot more kills. These are Blue Flame. Drones are being pulled, but that might have been like, you know, the better choice. But they're on the other hand, they're all stacked up.
11's not too terrible as far as stabilizing off this. The problem is, though, even though you're on 3 bases, even though you got decent working count of 40 and want to get that back up higher, the Spire is an interesting choice because a Spire doesn't necessarily deal with Cyclones. As we all know and have talked about many times, Cyclones can 1v1 just about any unit in the game. The Magfell Accelerator versus the Roaches will be good, doesn't affect air, but at the end of the day, if Lillekanin fights these forces in 2 separate fights, I think it goes okay for him. But if HappyZerG is a little more patient and he waits for the actual fight to come his way, I think, and he brings the Mutas with this, he'll have a nice combo. I like Burrow as well as a good way to break the Cyclone lock-on. That's kind of a cool tactic to see.
Yeah. There's a real problem macro-wise with HappyZerG. So, I mean, 11 drones isn't really that bad, but he's just, I guess, never really built that many to begin with. Ooh. So, at only 46 drones, he does have to do some damage.
I really like the pre-scan, making sure Burrow wouldn't be an option. Unfortunately, though, can he clean this up? I mean, the Cyclones will eventually kill all the Roaches. There's no question about that. But it is a matter of time. Like, can you do it before they deal too much damage? They can pick off one of the Cyclones at the ramp. They got a lot of the SCVs gone. Lillekanin does not have a 3rd base down. It's being blocked out by creep as we speak. So that's he can't even mule with that command center.
No, he can't. But still, like, 38 SCVs to 43 drones is not that bad. HappyZerG has to get more drones, because doesn't mean he just gave up all his roaches.
That's the problem, I'd say. Like, forgetting the worker count for just one moment. Okay, economies might stabilize on both sides, but the armies don't necessarily.
I mean, Lillekanin shouldn't feel too comfortable pushing out, especially as the Mutas run in here, even if he has missile turrets.
He's got 2 on the way, and not done yet.
His army's not that big, but HappyZerG, I would say, like, you'd really want to be in a better position against a mech player than what is happening right now. Right now, he's really staying even on the supply. It's not because he's, like, you know, at this really awesome economy and he's just about to have a burst of production. No, he's just been at, like, an okay-ish supply with an okay-ish economy and isn't going to have that big burst that can overwhelm Terran players when they go from mech. So Lillekanin might just be able to get maxed out, which is always the scariest thing, or like 150 supply, and then that's where you really have to look towards higher tech to deal with that.
I like the Infestation Pit. I like it a lot, actually, and not even for the potential of hive tech, but one of the problems we're seeing already is mobility is a huge advantage for Lillekanin, and if you can get fungal growth off, the Cyclones aren't nearly as good as they normally would be. I don't know which of these subs we caught or didn't catch because I'm very rusty at this. So shout out to Spunk Meyer, and I think you got bad decaf, but just to be safe, Sorty Blair as well. Thank you guys so much for resubbing to the channel.
I want to remind you and everyone else that this is the best of 1.
Oh, I thought it was best of 3. Let me just
There you
remove that from
go.
the overlay. Maybe that's just my wishful thinking. Yeah, I forgot. We haven't had a round of 32 for the Corsair Cup for a while. Usually this it's a little bit of a smaller bracket, so it's kind of nice.
Yeah. God, I don't know what it's like. I feel like my throat feels terrible. My throat doesn't like it doesn't hurt when I swallow, but there's like a lump that I feel every time I swallow.
Oh dear.
Like that can't be good, right?
That just sounds like either A, your tonsils are perhaps flaring up a bit, or B, maybe you're getting just straight up sick, girl.
Yeah,
I'm just getting over my PAX pox, and apparently I've transmitted them to you through the internet.
that's what I was gonna say. Either like you transferred over the PAX box, or just like in general, my body's like, you know, you've been solo casting,
It's
covering
you know
for
what it
Ricken
is?
for a little bit. Let
So,
him cover for you.
on
Just stick him over.
TV, there's like these tropes about like men getting like the what is it, like the pregnancy pains because they love
Oh,
their
sympathy
wives so much.
pains.
Yeah, maybe you're getting sympathy sick. You're like, you know, I tease Rifkin and I pretend to hate him, but really I care, and like now I feel sympathy sick for him, and now I feel terrible.
Well, it's a little late, isn't it?
Well, it's on a delay. We cast on a stream delay. It makes sense, right? Like,
It's true.
Logically.
It's a 3-day delay. Oh,
no, I
God.
really hope you're not getting sick, though. That would be terrible, man. We got cyclones coming through the middle of the map. Quite a few of them. This is actually a bit dangerous. I don't like that he's being so brazen with these. Because let's assume for a moment HappyZerG did have like a big swell of lings. Cyclones actually don't do so well against those.
Yeah, lings would be the best thing to have against the situation.
Or
so I
just
guess,
a
like,
lot of
me
roaches on creep, too. That's good. Not too bad either.
Oh,
Almost gets
you
the
want a
hatchery.
hatchery.
So close.
I guess if he had gotten over here without being scouted, that would have worked out, and he would have been able to leave. Again, assuming there's no lings. And HappyZerG was going for pure roach and into brute lords. So I brought up, like, unless you have the super swell of units, you're not going to be able to crush the mech player before they get to like 150 plus supply, which Lillekanin's already almost at.
Wow.
And once they get to that point, whether it is cyclone mech or you know, liberator mech or tank mech, like anything like that, it's gonna be very difficult to break with like base units after that. So he does need to get up to these brood lords, but Lillekanin should be scanning and aware of the situation and should be prepping for them. If he doesn't, then he might like have overestimated the amount of damage he did, or the amount of defense he actually. I don't know what it is for that. Words are hard, but basically he might be underestimating HappyZerG's position and just thinking like, oh, I'm doing great.
I really like the cyclones, or the fungus and the cyclones just now. A majority of like what this mid-game army revealed is not too surprising. A lot of it is going to come down to, will he realize like, oh, surprise, it's bird lords? Because I don't think, if I'm just going to check real quick, I don't believe he saw the spire, he knew about the mutas, but he hasn't seen the greater spire. So that is going to be maybe a bit of an issue. A couple Vikings being made right now. This wall on the top bought him a little bit of time to react to this attack coming northwards, but he's not moving the army. It's a little bit late now too. Is starting to get in position. I do want to remind everybody that Thors in the transformation mode do quite a bit of damage to a single target. Their range is a lot bigger. They're not too bad at taking on broodlords, but they're still not optimal. They're still not the best solution. Lots of Vikings always seems to be the best case for that.
Yeah. Thank you to Bubble Convolute and CPP Maniac for the resubs. In honor of a well-known mod, and I'll just say hi. I know who you're talking about.
It's
I
that
get
not
it.
Riamar guy.
Yeah, exactly.
Alright, so Ravens are going to be kind of interesting. I like this one he's got for detection. He knew Burrow was going to be an issue and maybe Tumbling Claws would come into play. So he's got that for detection's sake. But I think a point defense drone or two is not going to be too bad when it comes to fighting these Corruptors. I mean, so little of this I think is going to be focused on the air. Maybe even auto turrets might be prioritized on the ground just for the sake of the broodlings. But either way, the Raven it certainly adds a little bit of flavor to this. But we got Vipers coming up next. I think more so than Abducts. Blinding Clouds will be really cool to see, but Abducts to grab each and every one of those Thors could be quite deadly. But Blinding Clouds, with the amount of tanks there, I think Blinding Clouds have got to take the priority. What are your thoughts?
I actually don't know. I'd have to see how he takes the engagement, because like, regardless of the actual unit, like the spells cast, the type of play you're going for,
That's
I think
true.
is more determined. Like, if you're going to be picking off units one at a time and hoping to out macro the mech player, then abducts are going to be the way to go. Just abduct one unit at a time.
Yeah,
If you're going to just
like-
go for like a big old swamp, then that's, you know, probably going to be blinding clouds.
Yeah, poke more than like an actual dedication. I can see that for certain. Queen gonna try and stop this Liberator. Unfortunately, while she did have a friend, she's not being too useful. A lot of distraction on this side of the map. Control specifically on the Corruptors, so that Liberator probably gonna kill quite a few drones. However, it's going to cost him a couple of his Vikings.
Yeah. This is a very clever spot that Lillekanin used versus Zerg, but also versus Protoss, I want to say. Like, I think it's really cool. Siege up those tanks there, and then, like, you get a couple of Liberators, and if they don't have the Corruptors, then they're in all the trouble. They try and take them down with Ravagers.
Yeah, the
it's
range.
Cool. I don't know about this, though. It's tanks, please.
I guess they are technically covered by the other tanks, right?
Well, now they are, you know, once they got past that huge bridge.
Yeah. We finally have the Broodlords come out. I do want to point out covert reactors being made, a lot of Ravens coming on deck, and those 3-3 upgrades finishing shortly for Lillekanin. Everything looks so good for him, but this is really HappyZerG's time to shine. He's got a supply lead. He's got a really good type of supply. There's not that much anti-air. I mean, even with their shrapnel being researched to give the Ravens more damage on their auto turrets, more damage on those Seeker missiles, I don't know he'll be able to connect with them. Between the Vipers, between the Corruptors, where do you prioritize those targets? You want to hit the Broodlords, but you can't.
This is a very difficult position, and it's now the opposite of what he had with the siege tanks too. So he really wouldn't want to fight around this command center. I think he'd want to fight someplace that favors him a little bit more. That was a pretty cool trick with the Raven right there. Sequence of his own Raven, but they really hit very much.
The parasitic bombs did force the Vikings to split away, but unfortunately the power of those Thors was still so good, he was able to take that fight. I mean, for HappyZerG's sake, the problem is the Broodlords themselves will deal some pretty good damage, but the Broodlings have no melee upgrades against +3 armored Thors. You know, it's rare that you see the reverse Ultralisk dynamic, but that's really what it is.
Yeah, those upgrades are pretty damn sick. I mean, even the Corruptor should be better upgraded on that armor.
Yeah, I mean, HappyZerG spent a lot of time focusing on getting that macro going, and that was kind of the cost of his tech, right? Getting an extra hatchery, getting those Broodlords out faster, that was the cost of having +1, +2, +3. So unfortunately, while he was getting harassed on this side of the map, it does finally get cleaned up. The Roaches, the Ravagers together might be a better source of fight power than just the Broodlords alone. I really don't know if the Broodlords can cut it. The Infestor support's not bad. I really like the attempts to go for these Fungals, but it's not the Vikings that are the real problem here. It is those Thors.
And the Thors are reaching the Broodlords, which I thought he was going to have trouble with around the planetary, but didn't. And here he's not having much trouble with that either.
No, Infested Terran's going
to make a wall, but he can still target them. He's just not.
But as we see, the problem is these Thors just aren't taking. There's no SCVs repairing this. There's no mules dropped. Like they're just not taking damage. Nothing here deals a lot to pierce through that 4 armor on these Thors. Oh, you're right. There's a couple. My bad. I didn't see it. But still, the point is, nothing's really hurting these Thors. I think HappyZerG's at the end of his rope. Army supply depleted at this point. Ultras Cavern began, but even that's a bit of a wishful thought at this point. And I do believe our Terran has just mech'd his way through this first game.
Yeah, Ultras would be even more terrible. Thors pack quite a punch, but it's all about those upgrades, and the Ultras wouldn't have any.
Yeah. More Broodlords. He's not giving up. I mean, I like the idea of the Broodlords. Don't get me wrong. It's just I don't think he's got the power for it. We got a brand new sub, by the way. Shout out to Mix Crimson subbing here right towards the end of that game. Lots of Lings coming out. You know, there's not a lot of Hellbats left. Lots of Lings on top of these Thors isn't bad, but those 2 Hellbats with Blue Flame just took out half the Lings.
Damn. Oh, that is game. It is the best of 1, so we'll be advancing on. HappyZerG, cool to see him back. GG.
I will tell you, it was a nice feeling for me to see HappyZerG and Lillekanin. These are 2 of my favorite older players that have been around for a bit of time. Lillekanin less so than HappyZerG, because HappyZerG really is the older veteran. But man, he's been doing so good in Heroes of the Storm. I don't think he's too upset to lose a StarCraft game. Said he was playing for fun. I hope he had fun. I enjoyed casting him. And HappyZerG, if you happen to watch the stream, man, thank you. But all right, that's going to be our first game done. This leads into another series almost right away. Lillekanin versus Raynor. We could stick with this. Maybe we'll hop to another. We'll go to a commercial break. We'll figure out what's going on, and we'll see you guys in 2 minutes.